Everybody look confused, huh? How do we make these moves, huh? How do we always improve, huh? No, we ain't nothing like you. We on top cause we don't stop and all we do is gradual. Everyone's so grouchy cause they puppets and we animals. We don't whine, we just break bread with the team, holy mackerel. Know us, and we reign in bed to grab a boat. Whoa. We a different breed, talking alien. Survivor of the fittest and we play to win. Grab another bounty and get paid again. Then we fade into the dark like a gradient. Dark like a gradient. Dark like a gradient. Space, force through your tape. We fast forward, we came through that time warp. Your foreheads look like warp. Everybody look confused, huh? How do we make these moves, huh? How do we always improve, huh? No, we ain't nothing like you. We on top cause we don't stop and all we do is gradual. Everyone's so grouchy cause they puppets and we animals. We don't whine, we just break bread with the team, holy mackerel. Know us, and we reign in bed to grab a boat.
Poke the bear, you better go in there. My fireworks in the sky like a Roman air. An imposer in the throne, and it's stole my chair. Any moment here could become a polar bear. It's cold in here, in a flash like a solar flare. The Vulcan here, my whole career, they cloak the beer. They will get over me and then it won't appear. In iguana like a fauna, now I go to be deer.
Space, force through your tape. We fast forward, we came through that time warp. Your foreheads look like warp. Everybody look confused, huh? How do we make these moves, huh? How do we always improve, huh? No, we ain't nothing like you. We on top cause we don't stop and all we do is gradual. Everyone's so grouchy cause they puppets and we animals. We don't whine, we just break bread with the team, holy mackerel. Know us, and we reign in bed to grab a boat. Whoa. Space, force through your tape. We fast forward, we came through that time warp. Your foreheads look like warp. Everybody look confused, huh? How do we make these moves, huh? How do we always improve, huh? No, we ain't nothing like you. We on top cause we don't stop and all we do is gradual. Everyone's so grouchy cause they puppets and we animals. We don't whine, we just break bread with the team, holy mackerel. Know us, and we reign in bed to grab a boat. Whoa. Wow. Space Force, wow.
I'll circle back if there's more I can share with you. I'll circle back with you if there's more to convey. I'll have to just circle back with you. We can circle back with him. I'm happy to circle back with you. I can circle back. I will have to...
It's pretty obvious, we all know you're pretending. You have no actual facts for the lies that you're defending. Conservatives not the only ones who find it condescending. The real reason you circle back is cause you know it's never ending. Round and round you go, dancing like a puppet show. Just a simple yes or no, thousands watching wanna know the truth. I guess there's too much to ask, like why Biden was at the Lincoln Memorial without a mask, huh? Can't believe what I'm seeing now. Got everyone thinking.
Circle back with you.
Circle back.
I'll have to just circle back with you.
Circle back.
I'm happy to circle back.
Circle back. Only just to hear you say.
And the light is bothering my eyes.
Oh, so that's why God had me on the podcast today. I got low energy 1 and 2. I got to bring the freaking noise today. Is that what I got to do?
Yeah, pretty much.
That was going to be a problem.
Let's go.
Definitely not.
It's worse if you're training and you're weak training. It's just worse.
Welcome to Plausible Foolishness, the home of the Rube Empire. We are the two kings of the Rube Empire. I'm the Philosopher King, the Ivory Tower, the Mad Scientist Matt. Now I've got a perspective on things up there. No, sorry, there. The Iron King, who says inappropriate things when the show's about to start.
Yeah, here's the reality situation. It's going to be X-rated, so you better buckle up, baby, because I am pissed. And I'm pissed off for greatness, so it's going to be on like Donkey Kong. I will literally be the Ray Lewis of this podcast. I will be in it found innocent, but I really killed somebody. Here's the thing. This is what it's all about, being the strong one, okay? The people's champ, the people's choice, the author and perfecter of liberal logic is in the house today. And I've got a perspective on things. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me?
Yeah, it does.
Are you talking to me?
Go ahead.
I don't see anybody else here other than Matt, but you must be talking to me, the kick-ass dude. That's right, the producer, the one, the only, Dusty. Yeah.
I think.
And I have a perspective on things. Welcome to the show, everybody. Let's do this. We got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. We got some crazy stuff. And this one up here, oh dear Lord, a bomb went off.
Yeah, so here's the deal, man. I'm gonna be real with you. Okay, I'm just gonna slap some sense. And now it's probably, is my audio on first of all before I go on this rant? I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Make sure my audio is on, because I don't waste any word bullets here. Okay, this is like the scene in The Predator when the Predator takes out Jesse the Body Ventura. Okay, the black guy Duke picks up the gun, the little rotating gun, and they just spray the jungle, and they hit nothing. I don't want that to happen.
From the head.
He did get one hit in the leg.
It bleeds. We can kill it. Now, here's the thing. Best Arnold movie of all time. Gosh, I miss the old Arnold when he had balls. Now, here's the thing. Couple things I'm going to get off my chest. One, okay, I'm just going to start here because this is how we started the show. There's two reasons why I'm on the show today. Okay, I asked the other king because, listen, kings we gotta share responsibility. I don't want to have to, wake up with a knife in my chest. You know what I mean? I don't want to wake up with poisoned glass. Okay, I don't want my goblet poisoned. Okay, I don't want him sending some bed warmer to my bed to kill me in the middle of the night. Do you feel me? I just don't want that to happen. Okay, so I understand.
Will lead us to kings. Will lead us to kings.
But there's things I need to get off my chest. Okay, like when things just don't add up, they don't add up. Okay, like for example, if you're in a wrestling organization, I won't say what they are, AEW, and you happen to have a women's wrestler that's not a woman, that's a dude, and you try to build them as some Billy Bad A, when really they're a mediocre male in a sports fiction. Let's get real. Needless to say that's really pathetic. So mad kudos to Jordan. What's her last name? Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace over on Impact Wrestling, who's actually a woman and actually is a beast. I've seen videos of this girl squatting 405 ass to grass. And what that means is you take your cheeks, you hit the ground, and you come back up squatting with 405 pounds. Most dudes can't even do that. She can do that for 3. I would love to see Trenaman try to get that done. Do you understand what I'm saying? Shim won't, because he can't. Does that make sense? Because he's a mediocre male. So that's why he joined in women's wrestling. So, Cody Rhodes has to throw him a bone, woke, he's an atheist. So you'll do stupid stuff like that when you don't have God. But my point is this, okay? Just some things don't make sense, okay? My wife's sick. Okay. And I'm trying to take care of my wife. And one of the things that me and my family enjoy are the Olympics. We love the Summer Olympics. We love the Winter Olympics. I specifically like those because I've trained athletes that have competed at the Olympic level when I was coaching at UCLA, okay? I currently have an athlete, Carlos Valdez, who's kicking butt on the USA men's bobsled team. Go Carlos, go USA, rock and rolla. Let's kick some booty, okay? I'm going to edit myself today. I'm a little fired up, okay? I need to pray for Jesus. Sanctify my tongue because it's going to get after.
Well,
it, okay.
Let me distract you for just a second. What's your favorite Winter Olympic sport?
Oh, jeez. I actually like speed skating. I think speed skating is really, really cool.
That's why we're friends. Why we're friends.
I enjoy hockey. Don't get me wrong.
Curling is great.
I like curling.
Curling is great. But speed skating is just freaking awesome.
I don't understand curling. I don't understand it. If I understood it, I'd probably like it more, but I don't get it. I've been watching it for like 4 Olympics now, and I still don't get it.
Like you don't know what the rules are?
No.
You're trying to
It's like-
get your thing closest to the center.
Closest to the pin, baby, and you get as many stones as you can, and they neutralize each other. It's essentially Canadians.
It's Canadian
ice.
cornhole.
Yeah, exactly. It's Canadian ice cornhole. That's what it is, and it's really fun.
Okay.
So except you don't throw it, you slide the rock. So
Slide it. Yeah.
But it's
I
very
was
fun.
watching it tonight.
But listen, we and Charity were just watching it. I had to explain the rules to her as well, so don't feel bad. But yeah, it's fun. I like watching it. I like watching the one where they ski down the slope and they take off and they have to like lean for distance.
Oh, yeah.
That's mind blowing to me. The bobsledding is awesome. You got 4
Sure.
dudes.
I love bobsled.
You got 4 just hyper athletic, the most athletic dudes ever are pushing a piece of steel as fast as possible.
You like the
Launching them.
4-person bobsled?
I love 4-person. I love it.
Oh, okay.
Bobsled's 4, and then like luge is the one where you lay down on it. That's terrifying.
That one's crazy.
That's terrifying.
That's just terrifying.
When the
Yeah.
head first one, which is you. Come on, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
But the 4-person bobsled, 4 guys working together, pushing a heavy piece of steel as fast as they can on ice at breakneck speeds. That's just sign me up, and twice on Sunday. Now, here's the thing. As I'm watching curling, as I'm watching mixed gender curling, which you can do that because there's no contact in the sport. See, I'm not a hater. I like it when women and men compete, when we know they're men and women, okay? It's really simple. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it, man. I liked, what was the other, there's a couple intergender sports they threw into the Summer Olympics. Was really cool. You know what I mean? Like, I'm cool with it, man. Because, listen, that's awesome. Figure skating, right? Pairs figure skating. It's a guy and a girl, right? Guy needs to flip the girl. I mean, you got to see that stuff, right? I'm cool with it, bro.
Mhm.
I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it. You know what I'm not cool with? There's a commercial, and they always have the inspiring Olympic commercials. And let me set the stage
Oh, yeah.
for you. Let me
You don't like the inspiring Olympic commercials?
Not when they make no effing sense. So let me explain this one for you guys. This is the one that fired me up enough to get me on the show tonight. You know what I mean? Because this is crazy. Okay? Crazy. Here we go. This commercial starts off, and it's set in the Winter Olympics. It's a Visa commercial. There's Visa everywhere. And guess what the first line of the commercial is? Now, it's catchy because I remember the whole thing. That's how I've only seen it once, but it caught my attention this well. It's many people talk about the finish line, but nobody talks about the starting line. So the first thing is they swoop in on this guy, and he's at the top of the ski slope, and he said, yeah, I've had to go through chemotherapy 6 times to beat cancer to get here. And I'm like,
Jeez.
dang, bro. Going through chemo 6 times to beat cancer, and now you're an Olympic athlete. That is freaking phenomenal, bro. I'm down.
Oh, dear.
Second person they show, hockey player, okay, shows up, and magically, he's got no leg. He's a Paralympic athlete. You can see the literal struggle that he has no leg, okay?
There it goes.
Make sure my audio is still on. Dusty had to jump back in. Am I
Sorry.
still good?
I
Can you hear me?
lost all connection.
You're all good. We still love you, Dusty. Here's the deal. So you have a literal paralytic, a guy who lost his leg playing in the Paralympics at the Winter Games. That's inspiring. So we're 2 for 2, right? We got chemo guy, beats cancer, legless guy. We got peg leg Jim who's overcoming missing a limb.
That's definitely inspiring. They must have saved the best for last, the most inspiring for last. I can't imagine what it could be.
Here's the crescendo. You ready for the crescendo, boys?
I'm ready. Give it to me.
It's a lineup of speed skaters. Looking good so far.
Okay.
And there's 2 white chicks, 1 black girl, 2 white chicks at the line. And of course, they zoom in on the white girl. No, they zoom in on the black girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm waiting for, my mom and dad got shot, or, I had to overcome this unbelievable thing, because we're going up against chemo guy and peg leg Jim. That's who we're going up against, right? For the inspiration to get to these games in Beijing in 2022.
Or I'm an
Guess what?
orphan making it to the
overcoming-
Olympics.
Yeah, yeah, right. Guess what? Her inspirational story was that she needed to overcome to get to the Olympics was.
I don't know.
I don't know. She had to overcome the gang that was terrorizing her neighborhood
Nope.
in order
Nope.
to
Just
go
get
to
to
practice
practice.
every
Yep.
day.
No.
And
No.
um,
Here's what it is, boys. I'll let you in on a little secret. She said, literally verbatim, "I'm an African American woman, and I'm the only person in my sport that looks like me."
That's it?
I'm an
That's all you
African
got?
American woman, and no one in my sport looks like me.
Oh.
You've been watching Plausible Foolishness. It was been a great show. No. I mean, like, think this through. You got a peg leg guy, a cancer survivor, and you're equivalent. You are putting in the same realm skin color.
People in my sport don't look like me. Shut up. Shut up.
Boo-hoo. That's all. And I literally looked at Charity. I was like, did we just watch that? Like, Charity was just like flabbergasted. She's like, wait a minute. Cancer guy and the other guy's missing a leg, and they're trying to say being black in a predominantly white sport is equal to those things to overcome to get to the Olympics.
And she's on the U.S. Olympic team, right?
She's on the U.S. team, of course.
Okay, so yeah, of course. So it's being black in a predominantly white sport in the freest country in the world,
I know.
That's something
where
to
nobody
overcome.
gives a crap what the color of her skin is, except for some sick racists who, control the blue party on our
Like
in
Nancy Pelosi.
our government. Yeah.
JB9 has a good quote. She should have pulled the queer card. She'll probably pull that next because there's going to be there has to be some form of heat for this. That is the dumbest thing I have ever seen. Like you grew up tan and you think that is harder than going through cancer or losing a part of your body.
And then still competing at the Olympic level.
And she's a favorite to win the gold. I think she's won a gold medal. Okay.
Can you imagine if Apollo Antonono spouted that crap?
Oh my gosh,
when he was competing?
Well, there's just no other Asians in my sport except for in the Asian countries, but there's no other Asians on the American team. So I can't do it.
It was really hard.
Who is the snowboarder with the red hair?
Shaun White. Shaun White.
Shaun White, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure that there's so many Irish in that sport that
Yeah,
he
but,
had to
everything's
overcome.
easier.
Irish are white now, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Everything's easier because you're white, right? I mean, you guys know you're white, so everything's easier for you.
I'm not white. Stop calling me that.
You know what? I
I'm other.
really feel sorry for all the people of color at the Olympics, especially the Winter Olympics, because
I hope not,
snow is
JBN.
white.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Snow is white, and it must be really hard being reminded constantly by the very medium that they are competing in that they're a person of color. It must be really difficult.
And while we're here, I really feel bad for Cooper Kupp because he's essentially going to be the only white wide receiver that will be playing in the Super Bowl this year. He's the only white guy that plays that position. Fun fact: there has not been a black or white corner in the NFL for 20 years. So I feel bad for all the white corners out there because they're never going to get an opportunity because of their color. Let's see what else is. Oh, I haven't seen any Asian.
So this guy is the Jackie Robinson of cornerbacks in the NFL.
Yeah,
Breaking the color barrier.
Barrier. There you go.
But imagine, and here's the racism test. or how stupid this is. Play the played out card. Flip that. Imagine a commercial with Cooper Kupp, the wide receiver from the Los Angeles Rams that are about to get smacked by my Cincinnati Bengals. And he's one of the most dominant wide receivers in the league right now. And he says, as he's lining up and they zoom in, yeah, it's really hard when there's no other wide receivers in the league that look like me. Are you kidding? He would be crucified for that.
Oh, yeah.
Crucified. But it's a black girl, so black girl privilege. Because we've seen it on display. Black girl privilege kept Whoopi Goldberg her job. Yeah. Because guess what? We're just talking about Star Wars and Mandalorian. What happened to Gina Carano?
Speaking of
which, she made a comment.
She made a perfectly accurate comment.
An accurate comment about what the Holocaust was and what it did to Jewish people.
And what it did to the German people, what the culture was that led to the Holocaust. She was 100% accurate,
and she was comparing
it to
fired. Current times, which is unacceptable. You can't do stuff like that.
Garbage.
But again,
Whoopi Goldberg makes a completely unfactual statement, a completely uninformed, one might say racist statement,
and she
doubles down on it.
She's suspended for 2 weeks, and she's furious now and considering quitting.
Yeah,
and the world goes
absolutely livid.
Who cares
about this? That she's being suspended for having this opinion.
Meanwhile, she's appropriated a Jewish name in Goldberg because that is not her actual name.
Yeah,
you know what her actual name is, by the way?
Yeah, Karen. I think Karen Elaine Johnson.
Karen. She is literally a Karen.
Yeah.
Literally a Karen. Just fun fact about Whoopi. But no, I mean, here's what's amazing. Like, play it out. If you actually want to know what racism is, whatever you say, flip it opposite races and see if it sounds okay. Imagine saying that. Okay? Now, here's the problem. This is what it comes down to. Okay? This is what it literally comes down to. Okay? Like we make fun of people from old Bible times, right? What was the number one thing that God got pissed off about in the Old Testament over and over and over and over and over again? I will give you a spoiler alert. It's in the first 2 commandments, right?
Idolatry.
It's idolatry. God is pissed at idolatry. One can make the argument that every sin that you commit is idolatry. Okay. One can make that argument.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're prideful, you really worship yourself. If you
I think all sin stems from pride, and thus all sin is idolatry.
Every sin is idolatry. Okay. And that's the thing that he hammers home all the time. Like, he allows devastation to literal civilizations that worship idols, specifically the ones that, killed babies or harbored Nephilim, but that's another conversation for another time, and people don't want that smoke today. But the reality of the situation is this. God did not play around with this. And we think in our 2020 vision of how smart we are, and I've said this numerous times ad nauseum on this show, we are no different than the people from before. We're not. No. We think we're super enlightened and we're not racist, yet we are at the Olympic Games of a country that is enslaving Uyghur Muslims, and we aren't saying a word. In fact, we have, dear God, Nancy Pelosi pleading to the Olympic athletes and telling them, don't say anything bad about China while you're there. Worship Pooh Bear. Like, literally, that's what she's saying. She's showing you who her idol is. Does that make sense?
She's saying you don't want to make them mad. Now one small part of her advice is something to at least consider, that you don't know what the Chinese government is going to do to you or your family.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
Listen, I've seen it. Go ahead.
It means she's advising them to be cowards.
100%. And here's the thing.
Well,
go ahead, because I got some follow-up on that one.
Well, I've got to follow up with that as well. It's not terrible advice to not talk about China in China. Granted, they can't really do it. When the Olympians get to the stadium where they're competing, They have to be tested in the morning, tested in the evening, and then they cannot leave the building. They cannot leave the building. They cannot leave the premises. Their food has to be tested prior to being brought to them. The people that bring them their food are in a hazmat suit. I mean, it's next level craziness.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But here's the thing. UCLA basketball players, literally, you guys forgot about this one, but Donald Trump, one of his first acts as president was getting those UCLA basketball players out of China. Okay? Because spoiler, China hates black people. And guess what? The Ball brothers, Lamar Ball's brothers, both of them that were at UCLA were imprisoned by China. They were there for 3 days. Trump said, let them go. And guess what magically happened? They were let go. Because I don't trust crazy orange man. But imagine the tone that Nancy Pelosi, who's probably the real leader of the Democratic Party right now, her and Obama, but has to plead with the Olympic athletes because we don't have the balls, because that would never, ever happen to any other U.S. president.
No.
Because we were actually a world power. But that shows you the idol. We worship China. Biden
China makes the millions.
100%, right? China, they worship China. And that is your idol. And in this case, specifically this commercial, the idol's race. The idol is skin color. The idol is victimhood. Because this woman is not a victim. She's part of a very tiny, tiny, tiny percentage of people that God has given, God-given talent, and has allowed the circumstances in her life to put her in the position where she's on the freaking world stage going for another gold medal.
Circumstances that many other people have.
Okay. I want to bring this up because this is part of...
There's this idea... Well, let me just get this point out. Okay. There's this idea that hidden in what she said that other people, that the other people that she's with don't have struggles.
Well, of course not. They're white.
You know? Exactly.
My idol's my victimhood and my skin color and the story I've been told, because I'm just, I'm a victim.
So,
you know what I mean?
So there's a girl who, her dad is American. Her mom, I think, comes from China. And she has lived her entire life here in America. She is competing in the Olympics for China. Why? She missed the American slot by one.
Yeah.
So rather than going, okay, well, I can't compete for America. Well, I'll try next time. No, she goes to China and go, hey, I'll play for you. And China immediately said, come on. We can rub this in their face. And that's exactly what they're doing. They put her on posters all over the city. I mean, they're just slapping her everywhere.
Now,
that's gross.
To be fair, I don't blame athletes that do that specifically. Now with China, it's a little weird because let's get real. I saw the gold medalist for the 3-on-3 basketball this year. Gold medalist team was Poland. Their starting point guard was from Indiana. Black guy from Indiana. So it's like, okay, whatever. They, go Polskis, you know what I mean? But it was just funny. But to your point, Dusty, I agree. They're going to use it for
the thing is, this person's parent is from China.
Sure.
Emma, escaped to America. Like this, like her mother never told her about the horrors of living in China.
Yeah. Well, she could be a spy. So I mean,
that's also possible.
I mean, she could have swallowed somebody. You know what I mean? Swallowed them.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Drive them around a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, hint, hint. But no, I mean, here's the thing. Like, it's just interesting, our idols and what we just won't call it out, right? We all have our idols, and I'm not on a high horse. I have my idols. I have things that I have to battle through all the time. I just read the Sermon on the Mount again today, and I literally I texted like a couple people. I was like, why do I feel like I got kicked in the balls every time I read the Sermon on the Mount? No one gets through the Sermon on the Mount unscathed. Okay, But like, I think the difference is when you're following Christ, you can call a sin what it is. Like, you don't celebrate your sin. I don't celebrate the sins that I battle with. I acknowledge what they are. They're sinful, disgusting, and evil in the sight of God, right?
Well,
But
that's
go ahead.
yeah, that's the thing I've said before. We live in a shameless world.
Sure.
Our society has zero shame, and we need more of it because shame is what brings you to an acknowledgement of your sin.
Exactly.
You know, and then sin leads you to needing us. That acknowledgement leads you to needing a savior, and that's the whole gospel right there.
Sure.
Now, once you've been saved and you've been made clean by Christ's blood, that shame should be lifted. You're no longer under the bondage of sin.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you needed the shame to get there. I was watching You Are Here. They're talking about a dude who there's an article on this LGBTQ website called them.com about this kid who has to go to the ER because he ruptured his airway, basically his throat, on another man's what. And they're calling the kid a legend, like a hero for these times. They literally say those words.
I mean, but is that surprising?
No,
When
but that's what I'm saying.
every
There's no shame whatsoever.
well, I
None.
mean, one of the things the Bible talks about is making evil good, right? Like me and
Yep.
Charity again, we're watching TV. This whole rant has basically been inspired by TV, by the way. So that's probably a bad thing that I'm watching so much TV today. But like Charity's sitting there and we're watching another one of the 100 HIV commercials we watched today. Okay. And this guy's got HIV and he's a just amazing person. And he sings in the choir and he's just so much better than you are. And he's so good. And Charity's like, they are making this guy seem like a saint. And then she's like, if he's got HIV, how do you think he got it? Like, how do you think he got it?
It's not through blood transfusions anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he could be like the unluckiest guy in the world and got it through a blood transfusion somehow.
Let's just say it
like
wasn't
Magic Johnson,
a blood
right?
transfusion.
Magic Johnson got it through a blood transfusion.
No, Magic Johnson got it from one of his orgies that he had and, slipped up and played around with some other boys, but that's neither here nor there. But, everybody's gay in Hollywood. But my point is this, like...
But at least he's got the cure.
Well, they've always had the cure because
copious amounts of money.
Yeah, sleeping on copious amounts of money.
But HIV has a treatment now. I think they were talking about that.
You blend up $100 bills and then you inject that into your bloodstream.
True.
We've all seen South Park. Come on.
Yeah, true. But no, but that's the thing is like we're glamorizing our idols. They just continue to do this, and this victimhood idol, this race idol, this story that is so bollocks. It's like, you got to think about this. Why in the world, if I am an Olympic gold medalist, would I use my platform? And I hate using that word. It makes it gross to say that out loud. Using my platform, but using your platform to say that you're a victim.
You know why it feels gross? Because we're using the language that they've taught us to use.
Oh, well, it's word wizardry for sure.
Yeah.
But think about this. If you're especially like, let's think this through. Okay, we all have kids. At what point do you sit down with your kid and say, hey, Timmy, your dad's a victim. I've always been a victim. And, I'm just never going to make it because of my whiteness. And sorry, Timmy, you're white too, and you're just not going to make it. Hey, Violet, I'm so sorry. You're a light-skinned, sister like me. You're just never going to make it because you're melanin cow,
But you know what's freaking sad?
What's up? People do that.
There are people doing that.
100%. And they're freaking losers.
A kid has a dream of something grandiose, like I'm going to be a doctor someday, or I'm going to be the president of the United States. Sure. And their freaking father or mother who's ensconced, who's just like just entrenched in victimhood, tells them, "You ain't gonna be nothing.
Sure.
They ain't gonna let you be president, dummy." And it's
Well, the saddest day of this
that
cult.
infuriates me, man. It's sick.
Well, yeah, the saddest day for this cult was when Obama became president, because then it was like, oh crap. Because remember before Obama, there's never
But it
gonna be
was
a black man president, and
but
there was twice.
how crazy is it that it was also the start of this cult?
Well,
I mean, the
of
cults
course.
existed, but this was the start of the rise of the Sith, you know?
Well, listen, you have to. Once the narrative's popped, you can't like what does Thomas Sowell say? Racism isn't dead; it's just on life support. This is just life support.
Yeah.
That's all it is, and it's ridiculous. And I listen. I bust my personal friends' balls about this that are very obsessed with race. I'm like, listen, that's your idol, not mine. And it's not because I don't love those people, but the reality is, you could use every excuse in the book. Like, you can't sit there and say, you know what? Everybody's obsessed with like, how do I say this? Like inspirational speeches. Okay, everybody's obsessed with inspiration and motivation and blah 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 blah. Okay? Self-helpism, all that good stuff. Cool. And I'm not dissing. I'm not. Okay, like.
No, you post a motivational.
I do. I love them.
Saying every now and then,
because all of them are founded in some biblical truth. It just is what it is. There's
Sure.
a biblical principle that usually substantiates those words coming out. I wrote 2 books on it, basically. Literally. You know what I mean? So again, you can't have that and I'm black. You can't. You can't have, I'm a victim in this crazy country that lets me do all these amazing things and have all these amazing options. And I happen to be the 0.1% chance person that was good enough to be an Olympic athlete that wins gold medals, and I'm still a victim. Do me a favor, take your shoe off, take the sock off, find a rock and kick it as hard as you possibly can and shut up. Just shut up. I don't know if you guys saw the video today. What that one loudmouth celebrity from New York? I forget.
Yeah, Michael Rappaport.
Did you see that video?
I did.
That's
wait
all
a second. What video?
Okay, so Michael Rappaport is cutting one of his things. He's probably going to get pissed off that Whoopi got canceled. Okay, so he's on his video in New York, and the beautiful thing is this is in New York City. So praise Jesus, this happened in New York City, which that's an awakening. He's got his little phone, and he's like, listen. I'm so sick of this cancel culture, and boom, snowball smashes him right in the face. And this random
all you
guy,
hear, then you hear a voice. Then you hear a voice saying, "Shut up! We don't care what you have to say. Just shut the F up."
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
There was more F bombs, but it was like, "Shut the F up! We've already heard you. Shut the," just like Matt saying, "Shut the." And he's like, "What the heck? You hit me in the head, man." And I'm like, praise God. I don't care what Whoopi thinks. Like, what's amazing to me is Whoopi has a platform to say stupid things. Okay, I don't want her canceled. I want her to say stupid things so I can point to my kids and say, that is stupid. Okay, you need clowns. I appreciate.
Sure.
I miss the Cuomos. You guys miss the Cuomos? I miss them. I miss making fun of them. Okay, I'm gonna really miss Brian Stelter when he's gone. Okay, I'm gonna miss Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez because these guys say stupid things, and I love pointing them out. Okay, that's gonna kill our content, but it's okay.
I'm gonna miss Biden. If anybody's gonna say stupid stuff, it's gonna be Biden.
It's going to be Biden.
He's been putting his foot in his mouth for 47 years.
But to Matt's point, at some point, people, and it's not even about shame. It's just about telling me, shut up. Just shut up. I don't care what a celebrity thinks. You're godless. You're Satan-worshiping goblins. I hate to steal the Alex Jones line, but you're a Satan-worshiping Luciferian goblin. I don't care. You're raping little kids in the dark and sacrificing them. I don't care what you think about my life. I don't care what you think about cancel culture, which is rich because you kept canceling people. Gold medalist girl, it sucks. I don't want to root for you, just like I didn't root for the NBA teams in the medal rounds or whatever for the gold medal, because you guys made it all about race. I'm like, you were the pinnacle athletes on the pinnacle stage, and you're bitching.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Shut up. Click. I'm not going to watch you. You've literally cut yourself off, and then I'll go watch the whitest Scandinavian person throw a curling rock over you doing speed skating, which is one of the favorite things I like to watch, because your dumb ass said something about it. You know what I mean? And I'll actively root against you.
Now,
But
it's not.
or-
It doesn't go beyond our notice that we also are on the internet sharing our thoughts and opinions on this stuff.
Yeah.
But guess what? Who's out there saying this in the mainstream? Who's out there calling this out? Because I'll guarantee you, the only sports writers that are going to call this out are Outkick the Coverage and maybe Fox Sports. Well, it won't be Fox Sports. Fox Sports is very woke. But Outkick, that's it. Maybe Black and White Sports.
Maybe Barstool.
Maybe Barstool will call this out. Okay? That's it.
Yeah. No,
Now,
for sure.
Go ahead.
Well, there's nothing wrong with these people sharing their opinions.
No. Not at all.
I don't want to shut people up.
Sure.
And I don't want to be shut up.
No.
Nope.
And it's true, we don't have to listen to them. But the thing that is the disparity, to use more of their language, is that what they say will be trumpeted from the mountaintops.
Sure.
And what we have to say will be, crushed underfoot.
Well, yeah,
as best they can.
Take Joe Rogan, for example.
Yeah. Dude, the BBC, I got an article right here. Give me a second. BBC does a fact check on him, and they get it completely wrong.
No.
Every fact check they did was just garbage.
Yeah.
So, like, fact check number 1: are young people more likely to get myocarditis from the vaccine or COVID-19? The BBC analyzes the notion that for young people, the health risks from the vaccine are greater than from COVID. But Joe Rogan made no such claim. Rogan actually said, I don't think it's true there's an increased risk of myocarditis from people catching COVID-19 that are young versus the risk from the vaccine. The BBC claims that research has shown that myocarditis, an inflammation of the heart, which can lead to blah, 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 is considerably more common after a COVID infection than after vaccination. But the BBC ignores the fact that Rogan spoke about young people, not all members of society as a whole.
Yeah.
The study the BBC cited in their fact check actually found that people under the age of 40 had a 50% higher chance of developing myocarditis after being fully vaccinated than after contracting COVID-19. The other one was people who are vaccinated after recovering from COVID-19 are at greater risk of developing side effects. And that wasn't something that Rogan said either. It was Dr. Malone. And they barely have a counter argument. Meanwhile, this article points out 4 studies that found that was absolutely true. One, Johns Hopkins, a British study, another U.S. study. And then BBC is the world's largest broadcaster.
Yep.
This is who we're up against.
Yeah.
But that's why we exist.
Yeah. I mean, we're trying.
Well, because here's the other
like,
thing too.
share, and share, and
Yeah.
share and share.
Oh, and don't forget to
Go
share.
ahead.
Yes.
Did you say
Good
share?
point, Joe. Or good point, Dusty. Good point.
Dusty, did you say share?
He
I
did.
think I
He
did.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go through this, guys. I'm just help me out, walk me off a bridge. So walk me off a bridge. Talk me off the ledge. That's
Okay.
the
There we go.
walk me off a bridge. Just throw me over. Okay. So how do I say this nicely without getting screw it? I'm just gonna say it. I don't want to cancel celebrities. I don't. I think they're great examples of stupidity. But I do want them to feel the ramifications of the words that come out of their mouth. Because here's the reality of the situation. I don't wish violence on anybody, but there's an old saying like, before social media, Facebook, which just dropped in stock 29%, by the way, today. Meta just dropped 29% in value. It's the largest drop in value of a stock in the history of the stock market. Interesting. That I'll digress. Guess the old people are dying off. But my point is this: like, did I say that out loud? Sorry, my bad. Back in the day, you couldn't just run your mouth without consequences.
Yeah.
Okay. If you called somebody an idiot, if you Jerichoed them and called them a stupid idiot, you had to deal with that person. That person was showing up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There were consequences.
And I say that as a kid that, you know, I got picked on when I was younger and stuff like that. And then Jesus saved me. And then I found a weight room. Things changed. It's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? It's weird how that happened, right? People don't pick on me as much anymore. I don't know why. But here's the thing. Like, there were consequences to the words that I said. And when people did cross me and said some stupid things, they had to come into account for those words that came out of their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
The people running their mouth, the Rappaports of the world, they are heralded in their little bubbles of New York. I'm glad those bubbles are being burst. Okay? Even
sure.
with Whoopi's suspension. Okay? I don't want her to get suspended, but it is very interesting that Gina Carano had an accurate depiction of history, gets fired from Disney, and Whoopi gets 2 weeks. It is funny that she got suspended on Black History Month. That's another funny story from another time.
Yeah, I saw that meme you posted.
But which is really funny. But here's the thing. I'm glad they're feeling the heat for the words that come out of their mouth. Because we've said this before. Go ahead.
Well, and it's not like, do we really want her to be fired from The View? We don't even watch The View. Who cares?
No.
I don't want her to be fired from The View, but that's a standard that I didn't set.
Yep.
All I want is for if you're going to set a standard, views on ABC,
standard.
right?
Yeah, I think so.
So Disney, if you're going to set a standard, Disney, then follow it across the board.
Yeah.
But
no matter what the person's, it's called. But that's an evil word. Equality. Now we don't want equality anymore. We need equity, which means special treatment.
The only time equity is a good thing is when you have it in your house.
Yeah, exactly. Financial equity, yeah, give me all of that. But equity anywhere else is evil, because it's special treatment in the positive for a select group of people and special treatment in the negative for the other groups of people.
By the way, that's a biblical precedent. We have that idea from the Bible. You know, like I'm literally just got done one of the realities. I was just reading Zechariah. Not Zechariah, Malachi. And one of the things that God was pissed about was idolatry and the fact that they weren't being virtuous in judgment and how things were being judged out, or how scales were being weighed, or, you know, people were being treated differently than they needed to be. Okay. There's a biblical precedent. I think Jordan Peterson said it the other day, and I hate to quote Jordan Peterson because he's not a Christian, but
he's getting on
Joe Rogan.
He's getting closer.
He's wrestling. He's on Joe Rogan, and
you should be praying for him.
100%. I'm sure you guys talked about this, but like on Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson said that the Bible is more than true. It is the groundwork for you understanding anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
It's the precondition necessary for there to be truth.
Exactly.
1,000%. Which is, I mean, you're getting close. I can just hear Jesus saying, "You're not far from the kingdom." You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like
you're not far.
I am the way, the truth,
and the light.
Yeah. So this reality that you're seeking this distorted view of what equality is and how people should be treated, you're retarding the truth of the Word of God, which is another one. But let's get real. Like, I can think of way worse situations to happen to you than being. I mean, I don't know. I would have loved to wake up and be an Olympic level athlete. That would be awesome. I wish I would have had the circumstances bounce the way I needed to, have the athletic genes to do that. I would have killed to be an Olympian. Like, as an Olympic athlete, or as a Olympic sport athlete specifically, I saved this arm to get the Olympic greens tattooed on my arms if I ever made it in shot put and discus. You know what I mean? Like, that's a privilege.
Was there
I purposely.
What kept you?
Huh?
What kept you?
Well, I only hit the B standard in shot put, so B standard for the Olympic standards. I only hit that indoor, so wasn't good enough to do it outdoor. Outdoors where it counts, man. That's the big deal, man. But I wasn't good enough. I just didn't have the talent to get there. But it had nothing to do with my blackness ever. At any point, there was not a point. And here's the deal. And I can say this as a guy who's 6-time All-American national champion. I mean, I've got the crap on the wall behind me, whatever. All-state athlete. I've been there, done that, got the T-shirt. Hell, they even put me in the Hall of Fame 2 years ago. Okay, like I've been there. I'm the most decorated track and field athlete in Malone University history. Okay, I rewatched the video yesterday. Brought a tear to my eye. Okay, my Hall of Fame deal. I was like, oh, that was good. Okay.
I tried so hard.
You know, I was a Division I athlete. Blah 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 blah. I've been there, done that. I've competed with some of the greatest athletes like I have ever seen. And guess what? They just had something I didn't. It had nothing to do with skin color. Nothing. It had to do with everything that God put in their God-given talent. And whether they made it or not, because that's the beautiful thing about sport, especially sport. Sport is the ultimate
meritocracy.
It is the most meritocracy. It is the ultimate meritocracy.
You are either have it or you don't.
Yeah, you're either the
and
fastest,
if you don't, you're going to lose.
Highest. Yeah, it's really simple. It's a meritocracy. You are the best or you're not. It has nothing to do with your white, black, whatever. You know, there's a story in the NFL right now that there's a coach that's suing the NFL for racism, which is hilarious because his GM, the guy ahead of him, is a black guy. Half of his staff are black people. 70% of the players are black players. You know what I mean? So to say that you're being persecuted for being a black man is laughable. It's very laughable.
But the Bills interviewed him and then went with a white guy.
So what? It's a meritocracy.
Well, I mean, clearly he was qualified. He's a coach for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, 100%. But guess what?
They're the best team in the league.
But yeah, no, they're not. They're Dolphins suck, man. But yeah, but my point is this: it's a meritocracy. This black girl that's on the line in this commercial, milking the Visa dollars to play the victim card, didn't lose a leg, didn't battle cancer. She was the best of the best of the best of the best.
She made money on that commercial, though.
She made that money on that commercial. And guess what? She lines up. She's whooping the butt of all those Scandinavian chicks that are trying to keep up with her. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
She being held back?
Only by herself.
So my point is,
to be honest with you, not even. Because playing the victimhood card in our current state of society is the key to success. It's the ticket to the top if you have
100%.
If you have a certain percentage of melanin in your skin.
Yep.
So and it's sickening.
It's an idol.
Yeah.
It's an idol. It's
an idol. It's
gross.
Just evil. It's just plain evil.
But my point is this in this rant is you're at the highest level of competition. Highest level. The entire world competes. That's the unique thing about the Olympics. If you're the best at the Olympics, you are literally the best in the world. Imagine Usain Bolt. Well, no. Here, I'll give a perfect example. The Norwegian 400 hurdler. He is the only white dude out there, and he is the world record holder right now. Okay? He is a fast little Viking. Okay? If you don't know who this guy is, look him up. Okay, he crossed the line, set the world record, the Olympics, ripped his shirt. It was gorgeous. It was awesome. I was like, yes. Like the Viking in me got fired up a little bit. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. He's running against all black guys. Imagine in his commercial in Finland, he goes, Ursengurden, Ugengagen, Gudengagen. And translation, I don't look like the other people running against me, even though I'm beating the living brakes off of them right now.
Yeah.
Y'all would call that racism.
Because that's exactly what it is.
But black girl says it, and she got black girl privilege, so it's all good. because you really worship racism, and really what you're worshiping is victimhood, which is beneath what you were made. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. That status goes for if you were born crippled in a wheelchair, born missing half your face, born missing fingers and toes, born with weird skin combinations where you got people that are like white patches and black patches. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. To think anything less is literally the pot looking at the potter and saying, well, you made me wrong. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Imagine God watching that video and saying, wait a minute, time on the field. I made you the fastest speed skater on the planet. You about to beat all their bricks. You're making money that you're only there because you're fast. It ain't because you're black. It's because you're fast. Okay? That's how I made you. Mm-hmm. And you're whining about it. You're whining about that over the miracle that I just did with Chemo Boy and gave Peg Leg Jim a shot at the Olympics with no leg. God help us. God help us. That and that goes for all of us. And I'm the same way. Like, trust me. Like, I think we just
that streak runs in us all.
100%.
But now but society didn't embrace it like it does now.
No. Well, of course not. Of course not. But again, that's another story for another time. And we've gone down this road a few times. But it's amazing what's happening on the world stage of the Olympics, when we should be celebrating the greatest athletes that are out there doing their thing, but we're doing commercials of I'm a victim because I'm black. Like I said before, take the other shoe off now, take your sock off, and then kick the rock with the other foot. I don't want you to walk right now, okay? I don't want to kill your free speech. I want you to talk, but I want you to feel the ramifications of the stupid that came out of your mouth. You feel me? Dusty.
Oh, yeah, I feel you.
That's all I got, Matt. Sorry, I had to say it.
It was great. And on that note, you've been watching Plausible Foolishness, the home of the Rube Empire, where the people are free, the taxes are voluntary. And we serve freshly roasted liberal logic every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 9:30 p.m. right here on twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness, YouTube, Facebook Live, Rumble, anywhere you can get a podcast, Instagram, and minds.com. Thanks for watching. Thank you for showing up and supporting us. Again, share this, help us grow this audience. Support us with the links below if you can. And we'll see you next week. Peace out. And God bless.
I'm a victim.
What? Wow. Space Force, wow. Space Force, through your tape, we fast forward. We came through that time warp. Your foreheads look like warp. Everybody look confused, huh? How do we make these moves, huh? How do we always improve, huh? No, we ain't nothing like you. We on top cause we don't stop and all we do is gradual. Everyone's so grouchy cause they puppets and we animals. We don't whine, we just break bread with the team, holy mackerel. Know us, and we reign and better grab a boat. Whoa. We a different breed, talking alien. Survivor of the fittest and we play to win. Grab another bounty and get paid again. Then we fade into the dark like a gradient. Space Force, through your tape, we fast forward. We came through that time warp. Your foreheads look like warp. Everybody look confused, huh? How do we make these moves, huh? How do we always improve, huh? No, we ain't nothing like you. We on top cause we don't stop and all we do is gradual. Everyone's so grouchy cause they puppets and we animals. We don't whine, we just break bread with the team, holy mackerel. Know us, and we reign and better grab a boat.
Poke the bear, you better go in there. My fireworks in the sky like a Roman air. An imposer in the throne, and it's stole my chair. Any moment here could become a polar bear. It's cold in here, in a flash like a solar flare. The Vulcan here, my whole career, they cloak the beer. They won't get over me and then it won't appear. In iguana like a fauna, now I go to be deer.
Space Force, through your tape, we fast forward. We came through that time warp. Your foreheads look like warp. Everybody look confused, huh? How do we make these moves, huh? How do we always improve, huh? No, we ain't nothing like you. We on top cause we don't stop and all we do is gradual. Everyone's so grouchy cause they puppets and we animals. We don't whine, we just break bread with the team, holy mackerel. Know us, and we reign and better grab a boat. Space force through your tape. We fast forward, we came through that time warp. Your foreheads look like warp. Everybody look confused, huh? How do we make these moves, huh? How do we always improve, huh? No, we ain't nothing like you. We on top cause we don't stop and all we do is gradual. Everyone's so grouchy cause they puppets and we animals. We don't whine, we just break bread with the team holy mackerel. Know us, and we raining, better grab a boat. Wow. Space Force, wow.
I'll circle back if there's more I can share with you. I'll circle back with you if there's more to convey. I'll have to just circle back with you. We can circle back with him. I'm happy to circle back with you. I can circle back. I'll have to.
It's pretty obvious, we all know you're pretending. You have no actual facts for the lies that you're defending. Conservatives not the only ones who find it condescending. The real reason you circle back is cause you know it's never ending. Round and round and round you go, dancing like a puppet show. Just a simple yes or no, thousands watching wanna know the truth. I guess there's too much to ask, like why Biden was at the Lincoln Memorial without a mask, huh? Can't believe what I'm seeing now. Got everyone thinking.
Circle back with you.
Circle back.
I'll have to just circle back with you.
Circle back.
I'm happy to circle back.
Circle back. Only just to hear you say. In the beginning, we tried giving you a chance, but it seems intimidating if reporters start raising hands. Is it better if we send you the questions far in advance? Honestly, all we really want is answers about your mans. Cause the fence around the Capitol means it's for securing borders. With Harriet Tubman on the 20, who can we expect on quarters? If Trump decided to sign this many executive orders, will you consider him a dictator or truly support it? We wanna know. Can't believe what I'm seeing now. Got everyone thinking now. Just how much you get paid. Only just to hear you say.
We'll circle back with you.
Circle back.
I'll have to just circle back with you.
Circle back.
I'm happy to circle back.
Circle back. Only just to hear you say. Alright, Jensage, you're the blunt of the joke, but this message for anybody I see still fake woke. We see the strings of the vision that you all constantly stroke, and the fist full of propaganda you shove down our throats. Boy, I miss the days when we used to have Kaylee Mack. When they rapid fire questions, she would counterattack. How does it feel to know that we all caught on to the act? Let me guess.
But I will have to circle back with you on that as well.
Can't believe what I'm seeing now. Got everyone thinking now. Just how much you get paid. Only just to hear you say.
We'll circle back with you.
Circle back.
I'll have to just circle back with you.
Circle back.
I'm happy to circle back.
Circle back. Only just to hear you say.
Someday I would buy dollies with good origins to distant shores. Stand up high in the proud, noble dark I steer. Steady course for the heathens. Too many foemen, too many foemen, too many foemen.
Tens of thousands on my right, thousands by my side. War between good and evil, watching our fists collide. Battle for our freedom now, to the streets we ride. Flags waving all around, pages full of pride. This is where we make a stand, no more give or take. March around the Capitol, storm the city gates. Putting pressure on their necks until the truth breaks. All walls of corruption, take out all the snakes. Star Spangled Banner, got it playing loud and proud. People from all walks of life filling up the crowd. Defend the Constitution, many warriors have vowed. Casting down any among us who have bucked and cowed. Enough with tyranny, we come to take our country back. For all citizens, white, red, brown, or black. Return her to a form of glory, fix their bloody crack on the crown. Fetch it down, it's going down.
Someday I would buy dollies with good origin, sails to distant shores. Stand up high in the proud, noble bark I steer. Steady course for the heathens. Too many
My mama told me, yeah, she warned me that this day would come. I'm like my father, go to combat with the blazing guns. I survived that, then I came back to the place I'm from to face off all these haters and the battle in the place I love. You can't break me down, I'm indivisible. You still see my raps if I was invisible. But I'm standing tall, and I spit the truth. So you all appalled, cause you know it's true. They call it freedom cause the fallen troops pay for this. I love this country, doesn't matter how much hate I get. I take my colors in the battle, ain't no wavering. Cause this is for my warriors who marching to the cadences. This is for the sisters working hard on the ship. This is for the brothers getting y'all doctorate. Father, yeah, taking y'all on the ship. Baby, tell me why it's hard for the patriot.
My mother told me someday I would buy bodies with good oars and sails to distant shores. Stand up high in the prow, noble but I stand. Steady course for the heavens. Too many foemen, too many foemen, too many foemen.
Yeah. It's gonna be legendary right here, man.
Let's get it.
Word. My people perish for the lack of knowledge. I'm just here to bring the facts. I'm not worried about your feelings. It's the way that y'all react. It goes way beyond the killings. Y'all can focus on the bad while I keep being the realest. Got me looking at the stats, trying to find out what the deal is. Take a look at DOJ, murder rate and what they say. 52% on homicides, like we ain't taking vacay. That is sad. I don't get it. Then you blame it on your payment. No, it's not. You just ignorant. You the problem. Just admit it. Tired of us going through this cycle. Blaming others means you in denial. Situations getting dire, this is vital. So it's time for us to crack open the Bible and get back to the truth.
Yeah, I know you ain't gon' like it. Yeah, I know you ain't gon' like it.
Some of you ain't got a clue.
Heaven knows that I'm fighting. Heaven knows that I'm fighting.
Get them back to the truth.
A black liberal ain't nothing but a house Negro. I said it. I just said it. Drop the bomb. Boom. A black liberal ain't nothing but a house Negro.
See that nonsense stretching, venom in the comment sections. Off a limit, calling it progression. All you wanna do, follow deception, no direction. See the scope, it's DD and dope. Every argument will go past yours, and why they're feeding us like goats. See now, only gonna find the way truth into thy. Knowing about it, but taking two from the fight. Maybe you don't make it out doing right. They'll kill you and they will it suicide. Whistleblower, to some you're just a voter. Never wanted you to be a pistol holder. Every candidate been a joker. Oh no, sir.
Tired of us going through this cycle. Blaming others means you in denial. Situations getting dire, this is vital. So it's time for us to crack open the Bible and get back to the truth.
Yeah, I know you ain't gon' like it. Yeah, I know you ain't gon' like it.
Some of you ain't got a clue.
Heaven knows that I'm fighting. Heaven knows that I'm fighting.
Get them back to the truth.
Y'all so pressed but master to swear up and down that Black Lives Matter and that they need y'all need Master and Master need y'all. I don't need nothing from nobody. I got Jesus, baby.
Oh man. Yeah. Ryan's in here too. He's silent though. Yeah.
This one for my aces, came from different bases, traveling them places, yeah, conquering the nations. Ain't no rocket science, but chemistry what made us. Keep on dropping hits till they know we the greatest, yeah. Everything is alright. In the studio, we be all night. Everything is alright. In the studio, we be all night.
We been flying, look out, beat though. People trying, too much ego. I can take them out solo like Greedo. We been flying, look out, beat though. People trying, too much ego. I can take them out solo like Greedo.
Close, never been an iota. On another level, top floor, below us. Ultralight beam me up, deep glower. Better reach retreat from these Space Force. Close, never been an iota. On another level, top floor, lowest. Ultralight beam me up, me glower. Better retreat from these Space Force.
This one for my aces, came from different bases, traveling them places, yeah, conquering the nations. Ain't no rocket science, but chemistry what made us. Keep on dropping hits till they know we the greatest, yeah. Everything is alright. In the studio, we be all night. Everything is alright. In the studio, we be all night.
We been flying, look out, beat though. People trying, too much ego. I can take them out solo like Greedo. We been flying, look out, beat though. People trying, too much ego. I can take them out solo like Greedo.
Never been an iota. On another level, top floor, lowest. Ultralight beam me up, me slower. Better retreat from these Space Force. Close, never been an iota. On another level, top floor, lowest. Ultralight beam me up, me glower. Better retreat from these Space Force. Space Force. Space Force.
Got no competition, so we lap around the globe. We can do this backwards, killer fix, let him know. Let him know.
All I really wanna do is vibe out. With me and you, I just wanna ride out. Love don't pay no mind to haters, baby, just jump inside of my spaceship.
Where you going? We gon' meet up somewhere. Earth is glowing, got you saying a prayer. In the moment, we ain't going nowhere. Nowhere, this go somewhere.
Send the alley, better pull up. Pull up. 30 minutes at the jeweler. Show her that I got the moolah. She won't ever need an OnlyFans. When we dating, ain't no longer friends. Hold it down as a only man's. Keep her covered like them clothing brands. Past drama, not an issue. Call me Zaddy when I kiss you. To the moon, going with you. Yeah. By my side, why I wish you. Never leave, cause I miss you. Time we make it official.
All I really wanna do is vibe out. With me and you, I just wanna ride out. Love don't pay no mind to haters, baby, just jump inside of my spaceship.
Where you going? We gon' meet up somewhere. Earth is glowing, got you saying a prayer. In the moment, we ain't going nowhere. Nowhere, this go somewhere. Long as we're fine, let spears fly. I'm never in a pickle when you're nearby. Come here, my peach, tell me where your fears lie. Whenever we're together, I am sears high. Got stories reflecting on the movement like mirror sliding. Clears my head. I'm an animal and here's my den. Go ahead, I'll be riding.